Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to another video. Hope all is well. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G, and we're going to be talking about the top tips, tricks, and hidden features. I have about 51 of them. I might add some extras, so make sure you stay locked into the end of the video. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. Okay, so the first feature I want to talk about is how to get your pull down to get your notifications by swiping down on the screen, just like that with your thumb, and you're going to get your notifications. Obviously, when you swipe across, you get your control panel right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that right now. So basically, you want to long press the screen, go into your settings, go down a few spots. There's going to be a whole entire lots of features right here, but the one I want to talk about is this one right here. Swipe down from the notification panel. You can see I have that turned on. When it's on, you can swipe down and you get your apps if you don't have it on. But if you turn it on, which I'm going to do and keep it on because I like that feature, then instead of swiping down and getting your apps, you actually get your notifications, which is actually pretty cool. Now, the second feature on the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G is how to hide apps from your home screen. So you can actually hide apps on your home screen, which is kind of cool. So one of the apps, maybe like Amazon shopping, I can long press right here, click settings, go to hide apps from home screen and app screen. So let's just do Amazon right here, and you can see it's actually hidden at the top. It says hidden apps, so hit done. So now when I go right here on the device, if I search for it, it's not going to show up. So I'm typing Amazon and nothing, it's not showing up. So it's basically hidden from me until I actually go back in, and then all I have to do is go back to hidden apps right here and just go ahead, delete that. And now when I go back, you're going to see that I actually do have the Amazon app. If I just, search for it right here, Amazon. And it's actually still not showing up. Let me see something. So I forgot to uncheck it. So you basically go back in, go to your hidden apps one more time. You can see it's still unchecked. So now it's out of there. Hit done, and now it'll show up on the screen. So yeah, here it is right here. So I now have Amazon ready to rock and roll. But that's just a feature if you're just, a secretive person. Obviously, that's not for everyone, but I just wanted to show you that cool feature as well. Now, the third thing I recommend doing on this device, when I was doing typing, text messages and stuff like that, and just typing anything on the keyboard for the Samsung, one thing I noticed is that it is very faulty when it comes to the Samsung keyboard. So I actually downloaded the Gboard right here, as you can see. So I have the Gboard from Google, the Google keyboard, which actually works a lot better on this phone. So basically there is a feature where you can basically download the Gboard, then go into language and keyboard, and you can see, you can choose right here Gboard, and you actually have that feature. So yeah, I definitely recommend using Gboard instead of the Samsung keyboard, just because in my experience, I had a better time when I was typing things out, and I was getting less errors, and also it wasn't doing the auto adjustment. Whenever I typed in a word, it would change it on the Samsung one, and I did everything. But with the Gboard, it's actually a lot more fluent. Now, the fourth feature that I wanted to show you is how to organize this feature right here. So you can see you have all your toggles right here when you pull down. You also have your brightness, which you can actually move to the top if you wanted to. So if you didn't like the way that was positioned, all you have to do is hit the pencil icon, and then it says you have panel settings. You can actually long press this, bring it up to the top. So now your volume can be down below or all the way at the top. It might be easier if it's at the bottom, and you also have your sound right here. But all of these options are customizable, and you can put the ones wherever you want, depending on how you like it. Obviously you can hit this option and add some of the, you have take screenshot. So I just added that right there and just hit done. So then that new layout will save, and you can see that when I swipe down, now my volume or my volume and my brightness is at the bottom, making it a little bit easier to access those two features. Okay, so while we're still in here, the fifth feature I wanted to talk about is the separate or together for your panel settings. So hit the pencil icon again, then hit panel settings at the top left hand corner. And when you do that, one of the cool things is you can have them together. And so it gives you some features: brightness control, show always, and then device control. So when they're together, you don't actually have to swipe across. Everything is here. So you can see I have my notifications right at the bottom, and then I have my panel right here, making it easier to access everything. But if you want to have those separated, just put separated and go back out, hit done. And when you swipe across, now you have those two separate options, the control panel and your notifications. Another feature I like that's pretty cool is that you actually have some really cool widgets on here. As you can see that I have a couple of widgets. One of the widgets I recommend is this one right here, voice recorder, because when you have that, when you long press it right here and click widgets, then just go all the way down, you can see it gives you some suggestive widgets right here at the top. But if you go all the way down to the bottom and you just tap voice recorder, you get 3 different icons where if you add a shortcut to your home screen, now you have a recorder right here on your home screen, making it a lot easier to do voice memo notes. So you can actually take quick notes by just touching the microphone. So today was a good day. I went to, the park, rode my bike, got some lunch, did yoga, did some grocery shopping, and that was pretty much it. So I just hit save right there. Now if I go back into my voice memo notes all the way down here, I just can search all my notes right here just by tapping this voice recorder, and then you can see I have my voice recording right here. I went to the park, rode my bike, got some lunch, did yoga, did some grocery shopping, and that was pretty much it. So there you go. And then if you want to delete it, you could actually share it, move it, delete it, or rename it. Then you have more options here: add to favorites or move to secure folder, which will allow you to basically lock the like voice memo note so it's hidden. So yeah, that's another really cool widget that I like to mess around with. Now another cool feature is this option when you swiped up from the middle and just let go, and then you're gonna see you actually have something cool. That was my notes app, which pops up automatically, so it actually syncs to my other devices. So if I ever have some notes, I can open them up from the other device, which is cool because I have them both connected to the same account. But if you tap the 3 dots and hit settings, you'll have something called show recommended apps. If I get rid of that, now you'll see that they don't appear at the bottom. But if you just want to have that there, you can go ahead and activate it, and now you have suggested apps that you can actually open when you're in the most recent app menu right here. Another thing that's pretty cool is long pressing again, going to the settings option and tap in the option right here where it basically shows you what the widget is going to say underneath. So let me just show you real fast. So once I long press it, it's going to say app labels, where you could turn that off, so all your apps will be unidentified, but you could still see them in the app drawer as what they are. It's still going to have the text there, but just on your home screen it's not going to have anything underneath. But you can actually turn that on for the apps, so it shows the app labels and then the widget labels. So now when you go in the widget labels, you're going to see that it's labeled calendar for the widget. It shows you exactly what you're looking at, voice recorder, so reminders, routines, everything is labeled. So it just kind of makes it easier to understand what you're looking at. Another feature I found pretty cool is that you can actually customize the size of certain apps. So this is it right here. When you long press the screen, you just basically long press it again, go to settings, and then now you can make the app sizes bigger, especially if you're like not really easily able to see them. You can see how large they are. When I long press it again, go back, I could shrink them, and now they're a lot smaller, so you can see how much smaller they are. So this is the smallest they get. Some people who don't have the best vision, you can actually make those a lot bigger as well. So another thing that's pretty cool is when you rotate the device, you can see that it doesn't rotate everything on landscape. It stays on portrait mode. If you want to make it rotate with you while you're turning it, you just go back to that settings icon after you long press and then turn on rotate to landscape, and you're going to see that it actually rotates the entire phone screen to landscape. So now you can actually see things from this view. So it just gives you a different perspective. I definitely think that's a pretty cool feature because you can actually use it in both orientations now, which is going to be helpful, especially when you're turning the device. And so you can kind of mess around with it in this fashion. So this device does have plenty of free themes, but in order to find them, one of the things you're going to have to do is long press the display, go to themes. After you go to themes, you're going to be inside of the Galaxy themes marketplace. So what you want to do is go into, let me click close, the search magnifying glass at the top, and then go ahead, just type right here, free, inside of the search bar, and you're going to get a variety of free themes right here. All of these will be free of charge, not all of them, because you can see some of them do have a price tag, but that's how you actually locate the ones that are free, that you can download without any cost to you whatsoever. So the wallpaper that I'm using right now I actually got for free through this method. So I just went to the option right here where it says long press, themes, click, close that out, click free right here, wallpapers, and I actually got free wallpapers right here at my fingertips. And there's going to be a ton of them that you can get for free. Some of them actually will be 99 cents or more. And then you go to icons, you have your free icon packs right here, as well as your free always on displays. So you can actually customize the always on displays. Right now I actually have it set. So if I double tap once, you can see I have like this really cool moving plasma light, which is kind of dope. And it also shows the time, date, and day on my always on display. Now, another really cool customization feature on here is long pressing the home screen and going to wallpaper and style now. And when you're in wallpaper and style now, you're going to see this setup right here. And so the first thing you want to do is tap the left side right here. This is going to give you the customization for the lock screen. So it says right here, add widgets. It says wallpapers at the top. Just tap add widgets. So now you have the option to add your battery percentage right here. So it'll give you the battery percentage, which you can add by tapping right here, and you're going to see that appear. You can also add your calendar. So it has a couple of different ones that you can choose from. I'm just going to add that right there. You also have the clock that you can add on there, the device care, the gallery, the modes and routines, voice recorder, secure Wi-Fi, weather. I think I'm going to add the weather. You can get all these cool little, options to customize it. Right now it says it's full, so I'm going to delete this one and just add the weather to my screen. And you can see that's right there. Or actually the city and name. Let me click this one. So now it'll give the weather, then hit done. It's loading and it's saving. So when I lock the screen, it's on my lock screen. When I double tap it, and you're gonna see those widgets appear on the lock screen, which is actually pretty fire. So just like the first way, if you tap the right side now, it's gonna give you the option to actually move your wallpaper around. So if there was a part of the wallpaper you couldn't see, you can actually move it around. Maybe I want to keep it just like this, and then go ahead, hit the done button. And now the wallpaper will basically be in that fashion that you set it at when you moved it. Now the 14th feature I want to talk about on this device is inside of your option right here inside of Game Hub. So open that up, and what you're going to notice is that you have all of these free games, with quick play games, instant games basically is what they call them. So it requires no download whatsoever. All you have to do is click one of them. So let me find something that's kind of appealing. Sky Tower, maybe something I've played before, but let's just keep it simple. Jumping High, click play. Jumping High Rabbit, you can actually make it a full screen by hitting that button, and within seconds now you're gonna have a game that you can mess with. So yeah, as you can see, this is actually pretty fire. So yeah, it gives you a really quick game that you can actually play and kind of kill some time while you're on your phone. So the 15th feature for this device is inside a Game Hub. If you actually click the three dots now at the top right hand corner, go ahead and click Game Booster. This is pretty cool because you can actually optimize the game performance on the phone. So you have performance mode, balance mode, and battery saver. Customize individual games for those settings. They give you the option to get smoother animations when you open the game through Game Hub. So you have 120 Hertz gaming on here for smoother animations, and 60 Hertz, which actually uses less battery. So I definitely think that's going to be a solid feature when it comes to playing your games that you've actually downloaded on here. Now, another thing that I think is pretty solid is inside the Messages app. You can actually change the colors of the conversation. So go into Messages, just click any message, and then hit the three dots at the top right corner, click Change Colors, and it gives you this different layout. So you could choose pink, gray on black, orange on black, or brown, purple. And it'll basically change to that color. So you could change the color schemes of each conversation, and I think that's kind of cool to mess around with, especially if you want to make each conversation a different color. Another thing that's really cool is inside of Messages, there's this icon right here at the bottom. That's the Gemini button. If you press that, you can actually have a conversation with Gemini. You tap this, you can either speak in the microphone or just type it out. But what's the weather right now? Hit send. And then it's like you're having a conversation with Gemini, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to know. When's the Knicks first home game? Oh wait. When is the New York Knicks first home game? Hit send. October 22nd. So really quick and easy information just by tapping the Gemini, having a conversation, and getting your answers at your fingertips without doing any Google searching. Another thing that's pretty cool is while you're in Messages, if you want to actually snooze a message from the conversation you're having and just take a break from it, you can go ahead into Messages. Then you can go ahead and locate the message, long press it for like 2 seconds, and you'll see like a little Z icon at the top. Go ahead, tap that, and then it allows you to snooze notifications. Right here it says other members will not see that you snooze the chat. Once you hit that right here, snooze, you won't get notified from that message, and there'll be like a little icon next to it letting you know that that message is snoozed right here. So it'll basically not give you notifications for an extended period of time of your selection. Another feature that I wanted to show you is inside of the phone application right here. So you basically go to the phone dialer, go ahead and tap the three dots on the top right hand corner, go into settings. Now after you go into settings, you're going to see record calls. Go ahead, hit that button. It'll say right here, show notification after recording. You can hit recorded calls. There's nothing I have recorded right now. Delete recordings older than a month. And it says right here, the call recording audio notification will not be heard by the participants joining or being added to an ongoing call that is being recorded. Please inform the participants that the call is being recorded. You must comply with all laws related to phone call recording. So that's very important that you follow that law, because if you record someone without their consent, you could actually face prison time. But do me a favor, if you're still here, just type in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. Okay. Okay, so the next feature I want to talk about, it's inside the phone settings as well. All you have to do is go there, go to the three dots, go to the settings option again, then go to text call right here. It says right here that answer calls without saying a word. A voice assistant will ask the caller, why are they calling? You'll see what they say in a text message chat. Then you can actually type or tap responses that will be read aloud to the caller. And it has like different voices. It says play other person's voice right here during the text, so you could actually hear their voice when you do that. So this is actually a really solid feature that I definitely wanted to let you guys know about. Another feature I think is really solid is inside the settings. If you go into advanced features, you're going to see the option right here called side button. This is actually one of my favorites. You double tap and you get the flashlight when you double tap it just by hitting the side button right here. Then actually just if you set up the flashlight, which I have the second option down, you could also add anything else, including all the apps on your phone. When you want to open it, you can designate that button for pretty much any app on the phone, but I like to actually designate that for my flashlight so that when it's dark and I'm needing like something to light the night or light up the room, we could just double tap that and actually see what I'm looking at. But also in advanced features, if I tap that, there's something called motion and gestures, which is really cool, and I usually turn all of these on. So we have lift to wake as well. You can turn that on, so when you lock the phone, look at it. After you look at it, it's gonna unlock, activating your facial recognition immediately once you lift it, and then that unlocks, and then you can basically unlock the display. You also have double tap to turn off the display, double tap to turn on. You also have alert when pick up, so when your phone will vibrate when you pick it up after missing a call. Mute with gestures, so you can mute incoming calls and alarms by putting your hand over the display or putting it face down. Then you also have palm swipe to capture, so you can actually take screenshots across the screen with your palm, which is actually pretty solid. Now, while you're still in settings, go to display. This is something that I like because it actually keeps the phone unlocked while you're looking at it. So you basically go down where it says screen timeout, click it, and then tap this icon on where it says keep your screen on when viewing. So basically keep your screen on while you're looking at it, using the front camera to detect your face. So obviously it's going to look at you through the camera. So if you feel kind of sketch about that, you could actually keep it off. But as long as you're looking at the phone through the, at the display, basically the phone will stay lit and it won't lock no matter how much time. Even if you have it on 15 seconds, as long as you're looking at it, it's still going to remain unlocked. Now, another feature that I like to play around with is this, feature right here called modes. So you could have it on several different modes depending on your use case. If I long press this from my notification panel or my control panel, you see that you have sleep, theater, driving, exercise, relax, work, and gaming. Right now I have the black and white mode, so when I tap that, it shows you the different features. So it says turning on automatically sleeping for before bed. It says choose what this mode does, avoid distractions. So right now I have it set for grayscale on and eye comfort shield. So when I'm at nighttime, I put this on right here. The screen will basically turn black and white, removing all colors on it, allowing me to just basically see the screen without all the colors. It just helps prevent eye strain, and also allowing me to, you know, get a better viewing experience. Even if I want to like read like maybe an ebook or something and just have it in this black and white mode, I still think that's going to be a solid way to use this as well. But yeah, I have another one right here for sleep. So I'll turn that on and it'll reduce notifications, so you can customize them to your liking. I definitely think that's going to be a solid feature to have when it comes to this device. Another feature I use heavy is inside of settings under display, and once I click that, it has this option where it says screen sensitivity. So basically when you have this on, what it does is, like if I have a case with a screen protector or a tempered glass on it, it says touch sensitivity is increased with this button. So I turn that on, and it actually makes it so that the touch is a lot more efficient, especially using the in-display fingerprint sensor. When I have my tempered glass case cover, I usually pop it on just like this, and this is actually a lot more accurate when it's on the phone, which I usually keep on this device, but I just have it off so I can actually show you the full body of the phone while I'm using it. But yeah, I always have that feature turned on just so I have increased sensitivity when I have my screen protector on here. Now, another thing I like turned on is inside of advanced features, inside of multi-window, and this is the swipe for split, swipe for pop-up, and full screen in split screen view. Make sure you have all those turned on. This is pretty cool because when you're browsing social media or something like that, you can actually swipe from... Wait, hold on, what the heck? So you would swipe down from the top corner, and you can see I could shrink the screen down with that quick thing turned on. So you can basically customize the way you're seeing the display like this, because it gives you that option to get the pop-up window. You could also swipe up with 2 fingers when you're in an app, and it actually activates automatic split screen menu, so you can actually use 2 apps at one single time, which makes it really solid when you want to actually use the multi-screen function. So you could use the split screen function, and it does go down 3/4 of the way, which is kind of cool. You could also flip it right here and it still keeps it in that orientation. So I really like the fact that they give you the option to make the screen as much even or uneven as you want with the 2 windows on here while still using the pop-up panel. So this device is definitely really customizable when it comes to multitasking. And so if you see something that you really like, there's 3 ways to take a screenshot. One way is to swipe down again and look for a screenshot, and it will take a screenshot. The second way is to use your bottom volume rocker and power button and hit the click button, and then you get your screenshot. The third way is to use your palm and swipe across the screen, and that's the third way to take a screenshot. So you actually have 3 ways that you could take a screenshot on this phone. Let me know which one is the most used feature that you use out of the 3. So the next feature that I wanted to show you guys on here is called Circle to Search. You're going to find that when you go to your nav bar option on this device, which I believe is under display, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead, tap display, tap nav bar right here, and then you're going to see you can activate Circle to Search, the button right there. So when you're scrolling through your phone and you see something interesting, all you have to do is long press the button on the bottom, which will activate the automatic search. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this long press right here at the bottom, and then circle what I want to research, and it'll tell me what I'm looking at. So basically they're telling me this is a Clippers basketball player. I think that was what's his name, Chauncey Billups, but they don't pull him up. They just pull up the jersey and everything like that. But you can get quick information. It actually recognize Ben Wallace right here from the Pistons championship team. So yeah, circle to search is really solid. It helps you basically learn what you're looking at on your smartphone display. Another feature I find helpful is in settings. When you click the magnifying glass right here, it brings up your recent searches as well as all of the features and topics. So performance, etiquette, emergency, music, battery, popular, privacy, eye comfort. So if you put eye shield on, it'll turn eye shield on. You also have extra dim, so it'll make the screen extra dim. Auto brightness is also right there, so everything at the tip of your fingers when it comes to controlling it. And then you also can turn on auto brightness, or dark mode, or night light mode. So you could control both of these just with the drop down navigation bar, and you have auto brightness right here. If you tap the sun right there, it used to actually turn on, off, and brightness on and off like the auto one, but you could easily just do that by going to the eye comfort option right here that I just clicked on, and you can actually turn on adaptive brightness, or just keep that off depending on what you're doing. It'll automatically adjust this phone's brightness on the screen to the environment that you're actually in. Another thing that's really cool with this phone is you can swipe down with one finger and customize the screen size right here. So you can still use it with one hand, and this right here is customizable, so it lets you drag this all the way up, drag it back down. You could drag this side down just to make it more usable, and you basically get this small window that you have access to, which makes it a lot easier to navigate with when you're using the smartphone with one hand. Okay guys, we still have some tips to go and hidden features, but hopefully you are enjoying the video. If you are enjoying the video, then just tap the like button right now, so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to type down in the comment section, I'm still here, so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, take a break, grab like a drink, and step away from the device for like 5 minutes or something like that, and then I'll get right back with you. Alright guys, so we're back. I wanted to talk about the now playing feature found on the always on display and lock screen inside of settings. So basically what you want to do is go right here where it says lock screen and always on display, and you want to turn on the now bar. The now bar is really cool because it controls the sports from Google, the media player, as well as maps. And it has a bunch of cool features as well tied to it, like the alarm clock, the voice recorder, and everything like that. So basically what it is when you actually play music or any of the following, and let me just lower the volume right here, and I lock the screen, open it back up, and what's going to happen is you can see this pill right here on my center screen, but when the music is playing, guys, you get the pill at the top left corner, and that's also with all the other apps that I mentioned. So this pill is really cool because it stays at the top of the navigation bar, which I like having this there. So this is going to help when it comes to staying in touch with some of the things like directions. Also, it's going to help when it comes to staying in touch with the Notes app is also effective. The clock, health, navigation, sports, and things of that matter. Another thing that most people might find important is their news. So you can pick between long pressing the screen right here, and you're going to see your panels right here, all your windows. But if you swipe all the way to the right, you can see right here it says media page on or off. You could actually turn that completely off, or you can actually choose between Google Discovery and Samsung News. But if you turn it off, when you go back, you're not going to have the Google media page on here. So it's just going to be barren and stripped dry of that. So it kind of gives you more options for your widgets and your icons if that's something that you so desire to have. And I think it actually makes the phone a little bit faster too. Another thing that you can do is long press again, and you can actually delete and add windows by hitting the plus sign and adding as many windows as you would like. You can see they're all right here. You tap that, you get a blank window. Long press it again, delete the window that you don't need anymore, and yeah, you get as many windows as you like. So yeah, that's basically how you would add and remove windows from this thing. This thing also does allow you to create folders by long pressing over another icon. So you long press by tapping it. Let me see, long press and dragging it over another icon. Boom, and that creates a folder. Then you can press this and drag it into another. It's not letting me do it for this one for some reason. But yeah, this is basically how you create folders. So you could do this with even your apps inside of here. So if I see excuse me, if I see Netflix right here and I see a bunch of shopping apps right here, I could just drag one over to the other and create shopping folder, and then just hit the check mark at the bottom. So now I have my shopping folder. This is, my media, so I could actually drag this over to Netflix and call this the movies folder, and so forth and so on. And I could do that with Prime Video, TubiTube as well. I could drag over there. So now I have my movies folder, guys. And then you can also do that with like social media too. So Facebook, social media. So I have Meta and IG in here, and then whatever other ones that you classify as a group of apps in a folder. You can actually set that up, and it works the same way with the home screen too. So yeah, all the apps are eligible to basically be in a folder, besides like certain shortcuts like this one right here that wouldn't allow me to actually add it in there. So one of the things is, if you long press it, you could also enlarge it and make it bigger, and then that will allow you to add the third app in there. So this is just websites, and then hit done. And then so yeah, I like that because you can actually expand each folder if it has enough space. You can enlarge it or you can edit it. And the other thing is that you can change the color of it as well. So you can actually change the color of the folder too, which is really cool to play with. Another thing that I really like messing around with is the stack widgets on here. So you could see you can add stack widgets to this device like this one. I'm scrolling across and I'm getting numerous widgets on top of each other. So if you long press any widget and create a stack, you can actually put as many of them as you want there. So the birthday widget, let's go ahead, create another, edit the stack, add, and let's put the camera there. We can add another one. Let's put the Gemini or the gallery there. Let's do Gemini. And then it lets you just stack as many widgets as you want on top of one another. So let's do routines. And so yeah, now I have a whole thing of stacked widgets right here on top of each other that I can actually sort through and customize. Another way to stay on top of your fitness is by adding this widget right here, daily activity. Let me go ahead and remove that. So all I did was long press right here, go to widgets, and you can basically go to the Samsung Health. And what's really cool about the Samsung Health, guys, is that it will give you the ability to track your footsteps, your heartbeat, like things that can resonate with your health. Right now I'm not seeing it on here, but I could just type health right here, and there it is. Now it gives me a bunch of options for the widget. So based on how you want it to look, maybe if you want it to look a little bit more minimal, you can hit that one. And now I have my Samsung Health right here. And I can move that over to the next screen just to give it a little bit more room to breathe, and I can make it bigger, and it will track my daily activity on a regular basis. So yeah, this is kind of cool for customizing your phone, and the widgets on this as well, which look really good in my opinion. Now, another feature that's built to protect your device, it's basically the device protection feature found inside of settings when you click the option called, this one right here. So if I go down, device care, click device care, and you're going to have app protection. You also have optimization, so it will optimize your phone right here. As you can see, it's optimizing it. Hit done. You also do have auto optimization right here, so it will reset your device right here. If you turn this on, it's reset when needed, and it'll turn it off when needed. You could also schedule the device to be turned off at 3 a.m. like every day, or just once a week, or whatever days you want. So let's just set it up for Sundays at 3 a.m. So the device will automatically reset, and what that does is kind of give it a better optimization every now and then. You want to reset it once in a while so that it can recalibrate and kind of reset, but also stay more optimized. And I think that also helps with the battery life as well. It also has a feature built right in at the bottom right here for app protection. So if you scan the device right here, it will determine if your device has any vulnerabilities inside of it when it scans every single app on there. And it might take like a minute to finish, but it's actually worth doing every now and then, just so you want to make sure that every app you're downloading is from the Play Store and it's secure and it's safe, so that it doesn't have any malicious things that can actually make your device susceptible to threats. So yeah, this is an important feature to have, just to keep your device healthy and up to date when it comes to the app health on there. So it did determine that the phone was basically free of all threats, and so that's actually really cool. And they actually use it McAfee. It's powered by McAfee, which is very very reliable when it comes to protecting not only the smartphone devices but also PCs as well. One of my favorite things about this device is the sound quality. And so if you go right here where it says your control notifications, the control panel, you actually have Dolby Atmos on this device. You want to long press it, you get auto, movie, music, and voice. And so this will change the sound of your phone depending on what you're doing, but the best option is to keep it on auto. And what's really cool about this device is that it has dual speakers, so it always sounds crispy when not only doing phone calls. I noticed I didn't even need to put it on speakerphone when I was doing phone calls, because the speakers sound really good and I could still hear it when it's like 5 inches from my face without turning on speakerphone. But the speaker is really loud, as well as the speaker, the loudspeaker on here when you put it on speakerphone mode. Another solid feature about this device, this is tip 41, just in case you wanted to keep track, and we're going to go up to 52, so we only have a few left. You want to go into settings, you want to go into sound. Once you're in sound, stop right there and wait for me. All right, here we go. So we're now in sound. What you want to do is go to vibration intensity, and this will control the vibrations of the phone calls, notifications, system, and media. So if you wanted to have a little bit more vibration haptics, make the system one go up a little bit more. You also have vibration sound for incoming calls. So when it's in your pocket, you can actually feel that out to know when you're being contacted and things like that. Some of the apps on here do get annoying when you get notifications. So you could go into the notifications option or the apps option on here. And it has both. It has apps right here, where that's basically all the apps. But if you wanted to fine tune the notifications, all you'd have to do is tap notifications, then go to the apps, and select which app you want to get notifications for. Right here, you could turn any of these off or on, but the quick way to do that is if you see it on your screen right here where the notifications are, you can long press it and there'll be like a little bell icon with an X through it. Once you hit that, that app will no longer have notifications, so you kind of got more room to play with. When your phone is awake, you won't get notifications from that, or when it's asleep, you won't get notifications moving forward. So another solid feature that I wanted to mention is inside a nav bar. If you are into the buttons and gestures, or the buttons or the gestures, you can switch between the two, just so you know. So just go to your display right here, go to nav bar, and now you can choose between buttons and gestures, and you can also customize the gesture sensitivity. So if you're using a case, this might be difficult to do. Gestures at the edge of the screen, choosing a higher sensitivity may help. If you sometimes do gestures unintentionally, try a lower sensitivity. So just want to mention that as well. And of course, you guys already know about the Edge panel, which gives you the custom apps right here. You can edit and add as many more as you would like. So you basically have all of these apps that you can have at your discretion on the sidebar, which is going to help for multitasking. You could put up to 22 on there. And so, yeah, if you want to just click this, you have the option to just open up apps separately. But you can see right here the this feature right here, which is called Edge panels, will basically open up any app really quickly, and it does a really good job of opening up very fast with the speeds and everything like that. But you can also access the other features like pop-up window when you swipe up like that and just drop it in there, and you can put as many of these on your screen as you would like. And yeah, this is actually pretty cool because it lets you customize several different windows all at the same time simultaneously. So you have all your pop-up windows on top of each other, which is going to be really clutch when it comes to multitasking and doing two things at once. So yeah, this is going to be a really solid feature, and also allows you to do split screen. So you can split the screen when you're in an app like this and drag any one of them to the top or bottom to create the perfect workflow for your needs. But yeah, do me a favor, head over to settings and go into display again. After you go there, go into motion smoothness, and this is where you have standard or adaptive, which is obviously going to take up more battery with the higher refresh rate. But I actually keep mine always on adaptive, which will allow you to get 120 hertz refresh rate. It says smoother animations by scrolling, automatically adjusting your screen, to the refresh rate that's going to be the most suitable, which is also saving battery because it knows when to use it and when not to. This device also does have Wi-Fi calling, so if you go here where it says phone and then just tap right here on the three dots, click settings, you actually can activate the Wi-Fi calling on here. So it actually does have Wi-Fi calling, which is good for people who have bad signals in their houses and they want to use their Wi-Fi. You can tap this button and then just check off, this option. Is actually ask you to confirm your address. So you're going to have to click this link, type in your address, hit save, and then you can actually use Wi-Fi calling when you're at home. Also, when you're in call settings, you can click the option right here where it says caller ID and spam protection on. Block numbers, you can add those here as well. And then you also have answering and ending calls. Click that, because what it does is it allows you to actually answer the phone call using your speaker automatically. But if you're in a private workplace environment, you obviously want to turn that off. But if you're at home, it's actually smart to actually turn that on so you can hear the person a little bit easier. Alright, so if the 48th feature is inside of battery, so this is going to be good for the battery life of your phone. Go to device care inside of settings. Once you're inside of device care, go ahead and click the option right here where it says battery, and then click battery protection. What this is it's going to allow you to, right here it says when your battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery drops to 95, and then the charging will, basically start again. You also have adaptive where this charging will stop at 80. And while you're sleeping, it will switch to basic before you wake up. So basically the sleep time is estimated based on your phone usage patterns. Then you have maximum where the phone will only be charged to 80% to give you long-term battery health. So I recommend the last one if you feel like you're going to be using the phone for over 6 years or more, as they promise when it comes to the update structure on here. Now, one of the features I really like is inside of the facial recognition feature and under security. It allows you to actually add or remove alternate appearance. In this case, I have my face added with an alternate appearance. So I scan my face twice, once with the glasses, once with it off. And then you can click this option if you want the phone to unlock without swiping it. So if I look at it, it's going to unlock automatically and go straight to the screen right here. So yeah, I go back to face ID or face unlock right here, face recognition, and then you want to turn on require eyes open or require open eyes for extra added security, and brighten screen temporarily so your face can be recognized in the dark when you're using the Face ID on this. So one of the things about the always on display on here is you can choose when you want it on. So if you go to lock screen and always on display, click lock screen and OAD. After that, you're going to click the option where it says always on display right here. You can see it's activated, but it does give us more features. The show now bar, which I love. Show lock screen clock right here, which you can remove. I'm going to keep that on. It says right now it's always on, so I like to keep it always on. You could also schedule it or just have it come on for notifications, or tap it when you want to show it and then it'll come on automatically. So if you tap security folder inside of the settings, you'll find it right here. It's under security and privacy. And now when you click security folder, you can basically maintain your privacy, keep sensitive data and content in separate and protected areas on your phone, enhance your productivity, add a second instance of apps so you can use in different contexts. So this is kind of clutch. You can add all your stuff in here for protecting it and add files easier. And so it creates a folder that you can store all of this secret information that you don't want any other eyes to lay on it except you. So this is going to be pretty cool, and it takes a minute to create, but once you set it up, you basically have a private vault on your phone that contains all your hidden and secret information on this device. But hopefully you guys did find these 52 tips and tricks helpful. Give or take, there was probably like one or two extra, I'm not gonna lie, because I did add a few in there. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful to you. If you did find it helpful, just tap I'm still here so I know you're still kicking it with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. But I'm going to check you guys in the next video. I'll hit you back. Namaste.